Hello and welcome back to my channel, right? Today we're going to be talking about tarot cards. These are my Thoth, this is my Thoth deck, but it'll work as an example just the same. So, a couple things about tarot cards, pendulums, any other kind of like spiritual tool. That's really what they are. Tarot cards are just spiritual tools to help us with our own intuition, right? So, what I mean by this is that you hear about people that have been using tarot cards for many years and then they won't even really need the tarot cards anymore. They'll just start doing psychic readings. And this is cool, and because that's like how it works, because after all that time they've learned how to trust their own intuition and differentiate the messages coming through, right? And so, for example, I'm very big on setting intentions, right? I'm very big on kind of asking my guides for help. I'm very big on kind of, speaking to the universe, putting things out there, right? And so, say that I'm about to do a tarot reading for somebody. I will kind of like ask my guides and their guides for a little bit of assistance. I'll definitely do my saging. Energetic hygiene is important. So, say I want to lay out like 3 cards. Say I'm doing like a 3-card spread. So, what this means is just the fact that, I might pick like past, present, future. Okay, so I'm going to really kind of shuffle how I feel intuitively guided to shuffle. And when I say intuitively guided, you guys, we all have this strong sense of just how we want to do things, right? Like somebody may be sitting in front of me and I'm like, oh, I just have a feeling that I need to draw 5 cards, not 3 cards. I have a feeling that I should. This is this is you using your intuition and knowing more about the bigger picture, right? We're all connected in a certain way. We're all connected. We have a unity consciousness, which means we can all kind of tap in to that universal Google, if you will. We're all computers. And if our Wi-Fi is running a little bit slower, we're not going to be able to trust our intuition as much. We're not going to be able to pull that information that we all have access to, right? But some of us have really been working towards being a clear channel for that information, being a updated hard drive, if you will, to allow the internet to just pour through us when we want to ask questions or whatever, right? So with the tarot readings, it's really about intuition. It really is. You can look up different spreads on the internet. You can look up, all the definitions of every single tarot card out there. And yeah, all that stuff helps. It helps knowing the symbology of each and every card. It helps knowing the symbology of colors. It helps knowing the symbology of animals, But at the end of the day, when you get a tarot deck, go through it. Go through each and every card and just kind of give yourself your own roadmap. Go through each and every card. Like, what do I feel like is going on in this picture? What do I feel like, what kind of vibe do I get from this card? Like, how do I feel about it? I may have a card and it could make me feel really like, like dark and yucky and like, every time I draw this card, I feel like, something bad's gonna happen, or, you'll get a feeling about the cards, right? So, regardless to the actual definition of it, if you Google it and look it up, your intuition and how you feel about the card is going to be probably the most important thing, because when you're giving a reading, say that a tarot card reader knows each and every definition, each and every symbolic meaning, blah, blah, blah. They are taking that symbolic meaning and attaching their own intuition to it. Like, okay, well, I know that traditionally this card means this, and I really feel like that is in correlation to this thing happening in your life. I really feel like that could be a metaphor for this thing happening in your life. I really feel as if this relates to that, right? And so it's all about intuition, and this is kind of the same with pendulums and any other kind of spiritual tool, right? You can use a pendulum and make your own kind of definitions. Like, okay, if it swings to the left, universe, I know that that's a yes. If it swings to the right, universe, I know that that's no, right? You can set your own definitions, and once you put things out there to the universe, then it'll really play with you if you play back with it, right? So it's pretty cool. Another thing I do is set the intention in the beginning that every single thing that comes through or every single card that is drawn is happening for a reason, right? I do not draw one stinking card that I do not mean to pull, right? Even if it's one I don't like or one that I'm like, oh God, I don't know why I'm getting this card for this person. I don't, I really have to piece it together because I know that it is coming through for a reason, right? And, this is another thing about, this ties into the channeling video I just made. You can go check that video out if you haven't seen it yet. But it's kind of just a discussion talking about our intuition. And once we learn to trust our intuition 10,000%, all of this stuff becomes so easy because you'll lay out the cards and be like, okay, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like this. I feel like that pertains to this, I feel like that pertains to this. And you will never second guess yourself, right? If you know that everything coming through is divine, you trust yourself, you trust the universe, then you're like, I'm getting all these awesome messages. Sorry if this is not what you want to hear, but this is what's coming through for you. And everything that I do is for a reason, right? Even if you do not really realize what the reason is, even if they don't really realize what the reason is, right? Everything is coming through for a reason. And so as long as you set that intention, so it be. It's real, right? Don't second guess yourself. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is ending the video because it's getting really long. So yeah, that's just a little my little 2 cents on tarot cards and how you can kind of use them, how you can utilize them. I know when I was first learning, I would pull one tarot card every single day, just like, okay, let me just get a theme for the day. Boom, pull it. Okay. And this is giving you a little bit of practice with your intuition. It's also, I would also look up kind of like the symbology and definition of the card after I pulled it. So, and sometimes I would get my own feeling about it, and then I'd look up the definition and be like, ooh, they're in sync. My feeling about it was actually what this card symbolically means on paper, right? And so it's kind of cool. You can really do your own thing about it. Really do your own thing. Really, you can come up with your own way to kind of, you can literally draw your own tarot card deck. I'm trying to find an artist that'll help me do a tarot card deck so I can literally put my own definitions to each and every card, and that would give me the most accurate readings, because guess what? That's my symbology. That's my kind of depiction of what's going on with the cards, right? So take it or leave it. I'm not sure if this was helpful or not, but I'll make some more videos with a little bit further explanation about certain tools that you can use. So yeah, that was my little video. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button to get notifications. Leave any comments or questions down in the box, and I will get back to them in another video. Yeah, this is really just a place where we can discuss, kind of like woo-woo stuff, that is becoming more and more apparent to society that it's not just bullshit, right? That there's a little bit of something to it, right? We live in a universe where we can kind of create our own reality, where we can kind of pull the strings if we know how. So keep that in mind, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Mwah.